Hi everyone, so today we'll talk about conditionals. As human beings, we often imagine our future things we want to happen or dream about. Some of these come true while others stay as hopes or ideas. In English, we express these possibilities through conditional sentence. Like for example, if I study hard, I will pass my exam. It shows a possible future situation. So let's proceed to the next slide. What are conditionals? Understanding the basics of conditionals. So, conditionals are sentences that express hypothetical scenarios or consequences. They typically use if to introduce a condition, allowing for varied outcomes depending on that condition. So conditionals are sentences now that describe things that might happen, we wish would happen, or might never happen. So they can also talk about events in the past or present that could have happened but didn't. So like for example, if I had known about the test, I would have studied. So this means I didn't know, so I didn't study. So next slide. Conditional structure. So conditional consists of two main components, the if clause and the mean clause, which work together to express conditionals. So the if clause condition is the situation or the cause, while the result clause is the outcome or effect. So a comma is used after the if clause if it comes first. So you can switch the order and the meaning stays the same. So like for example, if you like, we can watch a movie. And another example, we can watch a movie if you like. So this means that both the same things, just different positions. So let's proceed to the slide 4. Here are the real life conditional examples. The rainy days, if it rains, people use umbrellas. The family dinner, if at dinner's time, we gather to eat. And in study time, if it's quiet, students can concentrate. So let's proceed to the next. So zero conditionals. Understanding zero conditionals in grammar. So zero conditionals express general thoughts of or facts. They use to present simple tense in both clauses, showing that one action always results in another. So this means that facts, scientific truths, or things that are always true, they also call present conditional. So because we use the present tense in both clauses, like for example, waters boil if it reaches 100 degrees Celsius. So this is a fact that is always true every single time. So let's proceed to the next slide. So here are the key points, and the summary in common mistakes was understand different conditional types, use correct grammar consistently, avoid common conditional errors, and practice with real life examples. So thank you for listening. That's all.
First conditionals. Definition of first conditionals, structure of conditional sentences, common uses and applications, examples in everyday language. Definition of first conditionals, understanding future possibilities in grammar. The first conditional structure, if represents simple will infinitive, helps describe actions that are likely to happen if a certain condition is met in the future. Understanding structure, main clause. The main clause of a first conditional statement expresses the result and typically uses will plus the base form of the verb to indicate future actions. If clause, the if clause outlines the condition that must be met for the result to occur. It uses the present simple tense to describe possible future events. Common uses, making predictions. First conditionals help us predict future events accurately, giving warnings. They can also warn others about potential negative outcomes. First conditionals in action. Understanding how to use conditionals. Predicting future events. When say, if it rains, Eat well, stay home. We express a possible future scenario based on a condition that may happen, giving warnings. The statement, if you don't study, you will fail the best, serves as a caution, suggesting that not preparing has likely negative consequences. Making promises in the praise of you help me, I will help you later. There is a commitment, reciprocal assistance based on the condition of receiving help first. First conditional examples, understanding future possibilities. If you study hard, you will pass the exam. Practice regularly for success. Stay focused on your goals. And that's all. Thank you.
Good day, everyone. I'm going to report second conditionals. First, second conditionals are used when we talk about unreal or imaginary situations in the present or future. These are situations that are not true or are very unlikely to happen. The structure of a second conditional is if plus past simple, would, called, might plus base form of the verb. For example, if I were a hero, I would be Wonder Woman. If I had a day off, I might watch a movie with you. Take note that when we use the verb be, we always use were for all subjects. For example, if I were rich, I will travel the world. Also remember that the past tense in the F clause is past in form, but not past in meaning. It shows an imaginary situations, not something that really happened. In short, second conditionals talk about dreams, wishes, or imaginary situations that are not real in the present. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I am Eller Malinao, and now we'll be moving on to the third conditional. So what is third conditional? The third conditional is a grammatical structure in English used to talk about hypothetical situations in the past. It describes what could have happened if something else had been different. It deals with the past hypothetical situations, describes what could have happened if something was different, often expresses regret or analysis of past choices. The third conditional expresses a situation that is contrary to fact in the past. It is used to speculate about alternative paths. Now we have here, how do we form the third conditional? We have here the structure and formula. If plus past perfect would have plus past participle. Example, if I had studied harder, I would have passed the exam. We have here the first clause, if I had studied harder. It uses the past perfect tense had plus past participle. This part describes the condition that did not happen. And now for the second clause, which is the main clause, I would have passed the exam. It uses would have plus past participle. This part describes the result that did not occur because the condition was not met. Here are some other examples in action. Positive, if I had known, I would have helped. Negative, if I hadn't been sick, I would have gone to work. Alternative, if I had tried, I could have won. Its purpose, to express regret about past actions or inactions. To imagine different outcomes based on different past conditions. To analyze hypothetical scenarios in the past. Now, to wrap it all up, the third conditional helps us imagine different outcomes in the past. It's about reflecting on choices and learning from them. Even though we can't change what's already happened, it reminds us to think about how our action affect the future. Thank you.
Today, my report is all about mixed conditionals. So what are mixed conditionals? Mixed conditionals combine two different time references. They describe unreal situations where the condition and result occur in different times, past and present, or vice versa. Common in expressing regret, hypothetical outcomes, or imagined scenarios. Now we have examples of mixed conditionals. Number one is, if she had siblings, she wouldn't be alone. Let's look at the two examples. In the first, the speaker imagined a different past, having a sibling, and how that would change the present. You notice the time shift here. The if she had siblings, and the present, she wouldn't be alone. And for the example two, if his memory were good, he would have considered calling. In the second, a present condition, poor memory, explains why something didn't happen in the past. Here he would have considered calling. Here we talk about mixed conditional structure, or how we create the mixed conditionals. Number one is if clause past perfect plus main clause would plus base verb. For example, if I had studied harder, I would be a doctor now. And number two, we have if clause past simple plus main clause would have, or plus past participle. For example, if she were more careful, she wouldn't have made that mistake. Here are the two main patterns. Remember that past perfect had done was for past conditions and past simple were or was for present conditions. The result follows suit with would be or would have been. And now we have real life situations versus mixed conditionals. RL, or the real life, and MC for the mixed conditionals. For number one example, we have she attended college and stopped working in Jollibee. And the mixed conditionals, if I hadn't visited my cousin, I'd still be doing things my own. Number two, we have RL, Chris is not coming. He has not arrived. And the MC, if Chris were coming, he would have been here by now. And lastly, we have RL, they lost the game. They are not good players. And in the MC, if they were good players, they wouldn't have lost the game. Now we have the most common type of mixed conditional. A past action, regret, or change. If I had won and leads to the different current state, I would be happy now. And now we have another example. Number one is actual. I didn't take engineering classes seriously, so I don't have many inventions. And on the mix, if I had taken engineering classes seriously, I would have more inventions now. So let's analyze this one first. The past condition, taking classes seriously, as a present result, having inventions now. The verb structure clearly shows the mix of the past, cause and effect outcome. And lastly, why do we use mixed conditionals? Number one is to express time shifts clearly because they help us talk about how a past event affects the present, or how a present condition could have changed the past. Number two is to convey regret or missed opportunities, perfect for expressing things we wish were different. And lastly, to explore hypothetical scenarios, mixed conditionals let us imagine alternate realities, what could have happened or what could be happening now. So we use them to analyze cause and effect across time. They're perfect for deep reflection, expressing regret, or exploring what if scenarios that link the past to the present. Think of it as a time travel sentence. And that is all for my reporting. Thank you for listening.
Past and future simple, past perfect tense. Learning objectives. After the lesson, you should be able to Explain what the past simple, future simple, and past perfect tenses are. Identify when to use each tense correctly in a sentence. Recognize the structure or formula of each tense. Construct your own sentences using past simple, future simple, and past perfect tenses. Differentiate the time expressions used in each tense. Past simple tense. We use the past simple tense when we talk about actions that already happened and finished in the past. For example, I played basketball yesterday. So the playing is done yesterday because I played basketball yesterday. Second example, she visited her friend last night. So the visit is already done because it happened last night. They studied last night. So the study is also done because it happened last night. Time expressions often used are yesterday, last night, last week, last month, 2 days ago, in 2020, and many more. In short, it happened and it's done. Future simple tense. We use the future simple tense to talk about something that will happen later. For example, I will study tomorrow. The future simple tense there is tomorrow because I will study in the future, which is tomorrow. Second example, she will go to the mall later. So what is the future simple tense there? Later. Because she will go to the mall later. Third example, they will visit their grandma next week. So the visit is planned for the future, which is next week. And next week is in the future. Time expressions often used are tomorrow, next week, next month, later, soon, and etc. In short, it will happen. Past perfect tense. We use the past perfect tense when two things happened in the past and we want to show which one happened first. For example, I had eaten before she arrived. So, I had eaten before she arrived. The eating happened first before she arrived. Second example, they had finished the homework before 8 o'clock p.m. They had finished the homework before 8 o'clock p.m. So, the homework was already done before 8 p.m. Third example, she had left when I got there. She had left when I got there. So, this means that she left earlier, I arrived later. In short, it already happened before another past action. Thank you.
Hey everyone, I'm Josie and Ganaway, and I'm going to talk about other ways of expressing unreality. Unreality means something that's not true, imaginary, or contrary to fact. We use wish and if only to talk about unreal situations, things that are different from reality. Example, she wishes she had a car. She just wish it, but I mean, she doesn't have one, but she wish she had one car. The purpose of wish and if only, we use them to express first regret. It is sadness about something that already happened. Second, desire, something we want to be true. Third, impossibility, a situation that cannot happen. Examples, I wish I didn't say that. Second, if only he were here now. This is the present and real situation. The structure is wish or if only plus simple past, meaning something is not true now. Examples, I wish I knew the answer, even though I don't know it. Second, if only she were here, meaning she isn't here. And the past and real situation, the structure here is wish or if only plus past perfect tense, meaning regret about something that happened in the past. Examples are I wish I had studied harder, meaning I didn't study hard. Second is if only I hadn't said that, but I actually did. And there's also future and real situation. The structure here is wish or if only plus would or could plus base verb, meaning something you want to happen differently in the future. Examples, I wish it would stop raining. Second is if only she could visit tomorrow. So these are the form, example, and the meaning of present, past, future. If using if only, the similar to wish but shows stronger emotion or emphasize, often used in spoken or emotional expressions. Example, if only I knew her name, or if only they had listened to me. Thank you for listening. That's be all.